Probstats kids, this is Dr. Callahan with Week 11 Thursday. How are you guys doing? So go ahead and pause the video and answer the following 3 questions for your warm-up. All right, I'm going to go ahead and create the assignment for you guys for today. So if you're doing this on a hybrid day, you need to make sure you're uploading your assignments here to this assignment for Week 11 Thursday in order to receive the other 50% of your academic grade. Some of you guys are really good about showing up in person, which is awesome, but you also need to do the other half of this component. So if you're curious as to why your grade is not as high as it should be, part of that reason could be because of the fact that you're not uploading your instructions or your assignments here on MS Team for the hybrid day. So that is critically important. There are 2 of you guys here, so Prop and Stats, 2 classes. I'm just going to go ahead and click on Assign. All right, so with that said, let's go back to this. So your warm-up is going to be due on week 19 Friday, so this is week 11, so we're about halfway through there, you guys. In addition to that, you do have your progress report for the end of the quarter. Your report card is coming out to you guys. So that was due for your teachers yesterday, and so you should have this within the upcoming weeks. So take a look at your answers for your first couple of questions. And take a look at my answers here. All right, so today you're going to have the following items that you're going to be working on. If you're doing this at home and you don't have access to this, that's okay. You can just show your work on a separate piece of paper, take a picture of it, and then upload it to the assignment under week 11 Thursday. So we're going to start off with the first one. This is going to be the end of the financial math, but we still have our topic on insurance that we're going to do as a follow-up. So it says review the 3 options that are offered as a healthcare plan through a particular employer. Then answer the question in complete sentences. So here you have Plan A, Plan B, and then Plan C. Your monthly premium individually, so this is for one person, is $175, $220, and $230. Now, for a family plan, I have to say that this is actually very, very inexpensive because my family plan that I have with the school district, and that's including myself and my 4 kids, because my husband has his own, but I do add them onto my family plan because once you purchase a family plan, you might as well just add everybody that you qualify for. Is going to be, mine's probably around like $775. So the fact that Plan C is only $600, that looks pretty awesome. The deductible for Plan A is 100, B is 1,000, 5,000, and then 500, which is 5,000 is actually quite high. So if you go to the emergency room or urgent care, for example, actually this might just be emergency room. I have kids, so they get hurt a lot, and so this is something that I usually go visit. Well, technically it's one particular child. None of my other kids went to the ER room. This one, my son Quentin, he has gone there twice now. So your insurance covers 50%, and this one covers 50. Insurance covered 10% until the deductible is paid, then it is 100%. So what that generally means is that if I have Plan B, I have to accrue $5,000 worth of insurance or medical payments. And once I reach $5,000, then my insurance will go ahead and only cover 50% of it until I get to $5,000. So let's say, for example, I have $10,000 worth of medical insurance bill. That's after you guys, the insurance company, cover the other 50%. So the insurance company covered $10,000. I went ahead and, the insurance company will cover $5,000. I came out of my pocket $5,000. So then after I pay that $5,000 for whatever incident it is, then the insurance will cover 100% after that $5,000. Okay, so when it comes to surgery, x-rays, 80%, 90%, 100%, copay, so you can go see your pediatrician or something, $20, $15, no copay, which is amazing because most insurance company definitely has a copay. And then if you go to like a specialist, which is like a chiropractor or a dermatologist or a podiatrist, those are considered special doctors. This is $30, $25, and $10. So the two different conditions or situations here is Mark is debating between plan B and C. He is single, he lives alone, he visits family doctor 4 times a year before check-in on his medical condition, and has to see his specialist each month for injections and medical testing related to the conditions. Since the medical plan is easy and to keep under control, he does not anticipate any hospital visits, although you never know. Would plan B or plan C benefit his needs better? Explain and why in sentences. So go ahead and pause the video and do that. All right, let's go on to scenario number 2. So Rhonda has a family of 6, just like me. Her children and all their needs are regular checkups and play sports. An emergency room visit is not rare for this family. However, they are all fairly healthy and rarely have to see specialists. Rhonda anticipates a broken bone here and there and knows that the children all need yearly checkups with a family doctor. Compare and contrast the plan and describe what you think is best option for Rhonda. Rhonda's family might be. Support your reasoning with a clear explanation. Okay, so go ahead and pause the video and answer the following. I know from speaking from experience, if I was Rhonda, and especially since I have a huge family, now between plan B and plan C, there's only a $50 difference in premium. I would absolutely go for plan C because the deductible is, well, actually, you got to think about this one here, $500 per person. So if for her family of 6, that would be $3,000. $3,000 is still less than $5,000. And I think plan C will be a better option because it does cover 10% until the deductible is paid, then it's covering 100%. Any of the surgeries if her kids need one will be covered at 100%. Family doctors, and especially since she has family, little kids, pediatrician visit has no copay, and then specialists, $10 per visit. So I think maybe plan C will probably be the best option for her. Okay, now let's go over to the right side right there. This part is the extension 2, finding your net worth. It says, read the directions carefully and complete the tables on the left side, then calculate your net worth on the right side. So let's start off with the first one. And I'll go ahead and put my name down here so you can actually write your name as well. On table 1, record your home if you choose to purchase, not if you're renting. Your vehicle if you choose to buy. For a vehicle's value, record 2/3 of its original price. So on average, if you have a car that's worth $35,000, you bought it initially, 2/3 means you just multiply that by 0.666, and whatever that number is, that's 2/3 of the net worth of $35,000 of its original price. So in table 2, record your loans, including college loans, mortgage, car loans, etc. So what is your asset? Okay, so on mine, I could put down my house that I live in, house 2 that I rent out. My first house right now is probably worth about this much. My second house is worth about this much. I do have my car, my Honda. It is worth, it's about $40,000 when I purchased that, but now it's worth 2/3 of its original value. And then my husband has a Subaru, which is about $40,000 when he purchased it as well. So I'll just go ahead and multiply that. So this right here, if I were to calculate it, is going to be my net worth. Now debt, a lot of time people will have debt such as student loans. Luckily, my husband and I, we have scholarships, so we don't have any. You could be car debt. It could also be house debt. We were fortunate enough that we were pretty smart with our investments, so we don't have any of that. Oh, and then also have land, which is about worth this much. All right, so then from there, net worth is ultimately a measure of what you have left over if you sold what you owe to pay off all debt. So asset minus liability equals your net worth. So your asset is going to be the first table. Your liability is your second table. Okay. Another liability a lot of people have is credit card debt. I pay off my statements every month, so I don't have any. So you just have to be careful with things like that. So then you're going to put down numbers here, subtract, and then record your net worth. All right, here's the third thing that we're going to talk about. Next, what I want you guys to do is this is kind of like the end of our financial unit. So this is a culmination of all the vocabularies that we talked about. And what I want you guys to do is go ahead and use your internet or Google. Go ahead and search the words, or maybe just write down if you know what they are. And if you don't know, you can go ahead and Google it and then write down the definition. And the very last part you have is a vocabulary quiz. Using the vocab that you just learned from here, go ahead and see if you're able to read these questions and then put down the vocabulary for this crossword puzzle. All right, and the very last thing I want you guys to do is a concept math. So this is for financial math, and this is by you. So you put down your name. So this is going to be financial math. Unit. And if you think about it, you got to kind of go back and think about what were the 6 units that we covered. And if you are not sure, make sure you go back to your NIFI PDF, the document that we did for all 5 or 6 units. So I'm actually going to pull up that information so that way we can remember what it was. Okay, so then if you remember our units, these are the units that we covered. The first one that we did was Unit 1, which is on financial planning, career, budget, saving investments, credit, insurance. So if you go back to this, you need to go ahead and write down the units that we did. So whatever we did with Unit 1, Unit 1, Unit 2, Unit 3, Unit 4, Unit 5. And then from each of these units, as I said before, it was on financial planning, career, budget, savings, investment, credit card, and insurance. You could pick any of the, excuse me, 5 different units, and then tell me what are some of the concepts that we talked about within those each of the units. You might want to use the table of content as one of the, organizational tools that you can use to figure that out. All right, you guys, that is basically it. So as always, stay safe and healthy. I'll see you guys next time. Take care.